It's time for another episode of What's in the Bag? It doesn't have the same ring to it. I don't really do these videos as often as I used to. I really only try to save them for really special occasions, and today I've got some really awesome goodies in this bag, one of which is a holy grail item for me. I'm super excited to showcase it. It's not anything crazy rare or anything, but it's something that means a lot to me. So we're not gonna start with that one, but we are gonna start with some really cool stuff that I also got in the mail. So I'm a sucker for going on eBay and looking up video game standees. There's one in particular that I've been looking for about, I don't know, like 10 years. And it's the Perfect Dark standee. I used to have it when I was living at home, and I ended up getting rid of it. I don't know why I did that. Like, it was a huge, huge mistake. And I regret it so badly now because it was so cool. It was a live action model dressed as Joanna Dark and pointing the gun and being all badass and everything. It was really, really cool. And I've been on the hunt for that forever. So I probably at least like twice a month look up stuff on eBay for video game standees, just in general. And I've gotten some really cool signs and posters and memorabilia from that. One of which is this. Yeah. So this is from the re-release of Donkey Kong Country 2 Diddy's Kong Quest on the Game Boy Advance. Nintendo back in the day would send game stores vinyls like this. And I mean, they still kind of do it a little bit, but now it's more like stuff that sticks onto like end caps. But they used to send stuff like this. And it is a legitimate vinyl. You could look at the printed. Yeah, you probably can't see it, but it says 95 to 2004 Nintendo game by Rare. So this is apparently an official thing that was released. Well, not released, but was sent to stores. This guy that I found on eBay sells this, as well as several others of these. He only has a small quantity of each, maybe like 10 or so. I'm thinking that this guy used to either work at a game store or was a manager or something for a game store, or maybe like a Toys R Us or something like that. But this is really cool. This actually came to me brand new. This part was completely covered with like a vinyl covering that you had to peel off before you can stick it anywhere, you know, to make it look nice and shiny and legit. So I don't know, I'm gonna hang this up somewhere. I didn't take the vinyl backing off the back because obviously I'm not gonna do that because that'll stick permanently somewhere. But what I'll do is I'll use this backing, this paper backing. I think it's paper. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, you could tell based on the wear that it is, you know, something that, you know, I used to work at a game store, so I know this type of stuff when I see it. This does not look like a cheap knockoff. It looks like the real deal. And based on the fact that this guy is selling other random stuff along with some random video game stuff as well, and stuff from stores, even stuff that I saw when I worked at game stores, I feel that this is legit. And I think I worked at a game store when this came out. So yeah, I don't know. Anyways, yeah, pretty cool. I'm gonna hang it up somewhere. I just don't know where, but it's gonna go in the game room. Now for the goodies. All right, so a buddy of mine reached out to me and was like, hey, I found this Tifa figure at our local game store. $10, do you want it? I'll buy it for you, and you know, when we meet up at the swap meet, I'll give it to you. I was like, yeah, sure. So he did just that. So this is the Tifa Lockhart figure. It's a little bit beat up, like I don't know, the neck is a little loose. Whoops. That's what she said. And the arms are as well. I don't know if I'm gonna take like a tad bit of super glue just to seal them up a little bit. They're not loose, like super loose, but this is gonna go on a shelf anyways. But yeah, this is pretty cool. This is a figure that I believe released when the game came out. They released this figure along with all the other characters, and this one came with a frog, if I recall. I didn't have this one, so this will make a nice little addition to my Tifa collection. A while back, I bought the Final Fantasy Mystic Quest manual and the map. And I bought it as an upgrade to an already existing manual and map that I had found for like $2 somewhere. So I kept the upgrades, and I was gonna just, you know, trade off the ones that were a little bit of a downgrade, you know, just trade it off somewhere, a local swap meet. And I was able to successfully do that. So I traded those manuals that I got for $2, the manual and the map together total $2, for this $5 Cybernator manual. So it's in pretty good shape, except for a sticker on the back, which I could probably get off with possibly some hot, what's it called? You know the thing, the blow dryer? Blow dryer. Yeah, that's it. It's called the blow dryer, so you know. I'm gonna have to research that before I do it, because this is paper, so I may just keep it on there, whatever. But yeah, this is a cool game, Cybernator. I have it loose. And you know, sometimes I just collect manuals just to collect them, and then I worry about finding the boxes later. Perfect example is Mystic Quest. I still don't have a box for it. So if you know anybody who has a box who wants to send it to me, I don't know, let them know. Next up, soundtracks. Now, these are arranged soundtracks. They are the Valkyrie Profile 1 and 2 arrange soundtracks. Now, it's not the full soundtracks, but it is really cool that I got these, and I got them for basically $7.50 a piece, and I'm very happy about that. I have the soundtrack already. I got it from a friend of mine, this guy Jordan. He always hooks me up with great soundtracks, and he was able to hook me up with those, so I got both of those total for 15 bucks. I'm very happy about that. So at that point, I rounded the corner and saw that somebody was selling Adventures of Bayou Billy complete in box for 10 bucks, which is a pretty good deal. So I said to myself, you know what, I don't own this box and manual, but I have the game. I reached, you know, I was talking to the guy at the table, was like, is there any way that you could sell me just the box and manual? And he was like, yeah, sure. So I was like, $5? He was like, yeah, why not? So this comes with the styrofoam, which is really cool. The box is in actually really nice shape. It's in really good condition, and I am okay with that. The back is a little beat up right there, but the manual is in great shape as well. It's like brand new practically. It's got some folds on the back right there, but otherwise it's in good shape. So $5 for a complete in-box Bayou Billy. I think I got the game for $2 back in the day, so complete in-box copy for $7, you can't beat that. So at that point, myself, a couple buddies of ours, Aldo, Ernie, and Russ Lyman, who you guys know from the Russ Lyman channel. If you don't, go check him out. Link down below. Also, my buddy Rax the Great, link down below. We all went out and got some food and then came back to the trade event. And when we came back, that's when the big deals started happening. So, first off, I want to throw a shout out to Pete Scarrett, who he does a unboxing video series, which is really cool. And basically, it's called, I think, Unsealed, I believe. And it's kind of similar to what I was doing, except it's not as, I don't know, sensory. I don't know. I don't think he smells the boxes, but he unwraps like factory sealed games, like all different kinds of games. I know he's a big sports game guy, and he actually handed this to me and was like, hey, do you own this? And I was like, no. He's like, now you do. So super nice of him. This is complete in box. It doesn't have a GameCube case, but I can get one at my local game store probably, and the game itself is in great shape. I've never played Rocky for the GameCube. I love the Rocky movies. They're all great. So even 5, which is goofy, but you know, it's definitely the worst of the series, but I am looking forward to checking that out. It should be a lot of fun. I also found 2 games that I think, I'm almost positive at least one of these games my buddy Dolly Popka covered. He reviewed on his channel, Viridian Flashback. Link down in the description below. I'm feeling very generous with links today. I may as well take advantage of it while I can. So he inspired me to get 2 of these games, one of which is not a great game. I'm pretty sure he reviewed this one. Red Ninja End of Honor. Now, it's basically Tenchu, but not good, or not as good from what people tell me. And I'm pretty sure his review echoed that, if I recall. But I'm still curious how bad it is. I got it for $2. I got this for $4. Broken Sword. I've never played any of this series, but it's always kind of intrigued me. It's an adventure series. This is Broken Sword, the Sleeping Dragon. I don't know if this will work on my 360. I am pretty sure this doesn't work on my 360. But I just recently got an Xbox down in Myrtle Beach when I was visiting some family there. So I am planning to fix it up on a future Noob Repair episode because it technically doesn't work or there's something wrong with it, but I think it's something really easy that we can fix. So stay tuned for that in a future Noob Repair episode. I hope to fix it. And then I'll be able to play stuff like Red Ninja. But I think I could play Broken Sword if I recall. I may be totally wrong about that. I guess we'll find out. $6 for 2 games, that's a great deal. Now, I don't want to throw anybody under a bus, so I'm not going to name any names. But sometimes haggling is a real pain. Especially when, like, the item that you're trying to haggle is not worth anything, or it's not worth haggling over. So let me give you a little bit of backstory on this story. First off, I fairly recently acquired Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Wrath of the Darkhold King. I got it for, I think, $35, which is a great deal, because I think loose the game goes for $20, and complete in box the game ranges in price. I've seen it go for $30, I've seen it go for $50, I've seen it go for $100. So this is a technically complete in-box game. It's got the box is in great shape. This is a Natsume developed game, by the way. And it's got music by my favorite composer, Iku Mizutani. Manual, great shape. Game, great shape. Everything's in great shape. Here's the problem. No insert. So, I'm walking around recently at this swap meet. And what do I find? I find a Game Boy Advance original manufactured print, like a cardboard printout or whatever, like a slip cover thing. This thing. That thing. And so I said to myself, well, the seller can't be selling it for that much. And I passed by it a few times and I didn't say anything. So finally, may as well start putting it together while I'm telling you this story. So finally I was like, you know what, I'm gonna reach out. I'm gonna try to see if I could find out who is, you know, if this is up for grabs or whatever. So there's a girl manning the booth. And I could tell it wasn't her booth, but she was just helping a friend out, which is exactly what the situation was. Not that I was like judging or anything, it's just like, you could tell when somebody is manning your booth because they kind of like look at you like, please buy something, please help me, please get me a drink or something like that. You know, like get me a soda or something, like I'm bored to tears. And so I was right. I was chatting up this woman who was there, I think with her fiance or husband or something like that. They were just hanging out. And this other guy who I've tried to haggle with before and always really difficult to haggle with. It was his stuff. And so I'm like, great, awesome, here we go. So he approaches and he's like, what do you want for this thing? And I was like, what do you want for this thing? And he's like, I don't know, give me a price. And I was like, $1. Because I'm like, dude, this is cardboard. Like, this is not worth anything. Like, it shouldn't be worth anything. It's literally cardboard. And he was like, oh, yeah, no, I can't do that low. I was like, seriously? I was like, all right, forget it. I was like, I'm not going to spend more than $1 on this little piece of cardboard. And he's like, how about $3? And the girl goes, really? Like audibly out loud. She's like, really? She's like, no, give it to him for $1. So she hooked me up, so I gotta thank her. She was like, no, you're being ridiculous. So I'm finally going to complete this game. Finally. After, I don't know, a couple weeks. So, but yeah, this is an original OEM cover thingy for the Game Boy. Advance. So, good to have. Alright, the Holy Grail. So I had brought with me a bunch of trades. I brought just a couple Game Boy games that I really wasn't going to play anymore. I brought with me, nothing crazy expensive, maybe like, I think the most expensive game was probably 20 bucks at the most. I brought with me just some Wii U stuff that I wasn't playing or wasn't planning on playing or was going to upgrade to the Switch because I recently got a Switch. You know, stuff like that. And so it all wasn't individually super expensive, but it was all really good stuff that you could easily sell. All really popular stuff. Not like Mario, Zelda, but in that kind of wheelhouse. And right before the night is ending and we're all about to, you know, pack up and everything, my buddy Ernie, I look down at his box. And what do I find but a copy, like a complete in-box game of Mega Man 3. And you guys may or may not know this, I reviewed Mega Man 3 previously and I told you guys back then in that review that it's my favorite game of all time. And it still is to this day. So I have the game, I've had the game for ages. In fact, I have it signed by Keiji Inafune. My buddy and co-host from XVGM Radio, Justin, actually got it signed for me at MagFest because I couldn't go, and he was nice enough to say, yeah, no, I'll get it signed for you. So I gave him the copy and he brought it back and it was signed and it was awesome. So I have been meaning to complete this game in box for a long, long time. And Mega Man games are so expensive complete in box. And it wasn't until I saw this that I was like, I have to get this. I know Ernie will work with me on a deal for just the box and manual. Let me see if I could offer him. So I offered him the trades. I said, dude, would you be willing to do this for me? Hook me up. You know, I'll give you these trades. You could easily resell this stuff. It's very easily resold. It's worth more than you're asking for. He was asking for $70 for a complete in-box copy of Mega Man 3. And he was nice enough to do me a solid and help me out. So this is Mega Man 3 with everything that it comes with, including the cardboard insert. I'm so excited. This is a very, very minty box. Look at that. So minty. The edge of it is a little frayed, and then the back has some just slight crinkles right there. But otherwise, like, oh, God, I haven't seen this box like up close and personal in my collection in so long. It makes me so happy to have this. Like, you guys have no idea. So, oh man, I'm really just kind of soaking it in for the first time right now. Like, it brings me back really warm childhood memories. Like I said, this is my favorite game of all time. What's really cool though is included in it, you can tell this is a complete box, like actual legit thing, the Mega Man refund. Save up to $10 when you buy Capcom games. You think they'd still honor this? Let's see. Nope, 12/31/91 it expired. Darn. And then there's a Capcom registration card, which is pretty cool. And then the manual that it comes with, and the manual's in decent shape. It's in really good shape, actually. Good stuff. So I'm very happy about that. And it came with a receipt. And this is the legit receipt. This is from KB Toy Stores in Kenwood Town Center in Cincinnati, Ohio. This person paid on 2/12/1991 $49.99, and that was before tax. $52.74. Ooh, I've got the credit card number on this receipt. And here, I'll block that out to show you. But yeah, this was sold at a KB's. Look at that. That's so cool. So I'm just like feeling very warm and fuzzy inside. So that's my what's in the bag. Hope you guys liked it. Leave a comment down below what you thought of all my stuff, all my wares and whatnot.